You know what it was also is I could probably just not get distracted if I cover up the numbers thing. Okay, like every time I would go back to talking to my dad, it would set me back off into like this like thing where I was gaslit and my brain had to like prepare for his types of like weird um the weird games. And then yeah, it's the having to like prepare for all the different attacks and weird like mental games that kind of sets you, it dysregulates and stuff, and it makes it hard to interact like with regular people and stuff because you had to, it's really a difficult thing. When I go back, I had to do it again today and then experience the same every time I'm reminded. I want to go through, I want to do what I want to do is this type of thing, but do it direct and then cut up all the most substantial clips and put it into a video that way. Because otherwise, although, but then if I have to go back and face the feeling of it, it's just negative. I hate having to revisit any of this. But then there's more stuff that just is like, should I revisit this at all, or should I just go forward and make the best of whatever is left with whatever time is left, or should I revisit this one more time and see if I can get any kind of resolution? But it always turns out that I can't get anything fixed that I'm trying to fix to make things possible to go forward with in the future. Uh, and then people don't see how I have to spend most of my time, or how I have to live, like where I have to be confined to a bed most of my life, um, and the different mechanics, like with my body, and how that was all denied. I can't believe like it's still denied to this day by like people who are supposed to care and actually give me any kind of help. Um, but the difference that is lately for the past like month or maybe more, like it's like I stopped going to the fight or flight state where I was like just desperate to like fix, to be heard and fix things and and try, and I kind of settled on, okay, this guy's never, these people that are like my dad and the people that, and and him specifically, it's just impossible. It's never ever gonna change. I had to accept that. When this is what makes it's really hard, because I had to accept these things when I was like a very little kid, and then I got forced to go around in these circles again when I already had proved. That's what makes it almost impossible to navigate, because it's like things that should drive you crazy, but I didn't exactly go crazy. I did repeat things for a billion years, but I didn't go crazy because I was aware that I was repeating things. If you're not aware you're repeating the same things, and like, then maybe you're crazy. But I was aware of everything that I was being forced into doing, like having to repeat things and things that are already proven. Like when I've already proven my end with the realtor and this maintenance guy that didn't do his job, and like windows that can't be opened, like it's crazy the amount of times this same exact thing, every place that I moved, where it's these same exact details where like windows can't be opened, like weird smells, mold, uh, the noises that are known to like bother me the most by far. Somehow I get set up right next to. There's just no way that there could be coincidences or anything that's like I have specific things that can like really torture me in ways that are hidden that other people don't have. So then when I explained these things to my dad, they had to be listened to. Like these details had to be listened to. Then I explained I wasted like 40 years of my life like thinking my dad actually cared, but he was like using these things against me. Like what the like for controlling rather than but and then you go and then I find out like once I start speaking on this stuff, is it a matter of reach or is like everyone just as bad and they don't even care, or is it a matter? So then I went around in circles like that too as well. It's like, is like everyone just as evil as this, and then like everyone's learned to like just. So I got into like that as well, and I still go back there thinking about that sometimes. So I think it's just ultimately it's just complicated, and there's all different types. So that there are different groups that actually are used to abusing people and just getting away with it, and that's adaptation that direction. And there's other groups that don't go that way, and then there's depends over time. But I'm kind of done going into all the directions of explaining or being. I just got to be done. If I go into like this mode, that's the thing with me is there's like a billion different modes too. But this is the mode where I'm having to like deal with this uh this I don't care if it makes people like unsubscribe or anything because it's like something I have to do. Uh, because I don't care about anybody's um I'd like to make like good good stuff everyone can enjoy and not have to do this. But then there's always like a point where I have to do this because there's a build up, and then if I'm stuck in like bed and I can't even move for, it's really difficult when you're not responsible and then you're still being blamed and like things that are from like 40 years ago are still like it's crazy. And like for severe, I'm not talking little bits of pain. It's like one thing is like nerve pain in the penile area where like that alone, like people would never understand. You just take one of these things and then you add them all together though, and then it's the totality. While you're being gaslit and your own dad is like still not able to like just acknowledge like the most basic stuff from even 20 something years ago, and he's still controlling and exploiting your pains. But what the? It's just it's really So like I can transcend my focus enough if there's like a lessening of enough pain, and I can like just balance things out where I'm not like dying from the pain from my jaw or from the pelvic stuff or the there's so many different parts to it. So that's everything in my life is like a juggling thing where I have to figure out how I'm going to manage all the different things. And then yeah, it's a bummer. Cuz like after all, like I proved like I was right about all these things, and then I just had people telling me. And then you'll always have people telling you like the same people like repeating these like I already did this like years ago and I proved it's crazy. There's no more of being like so much capitulating throughout like 40 years of my life, just always settling for more abuses and capitulating, going in another circle around again. It's like meanwhile the whole time in my gut, like I already knew. And people just can't see. I don't know why. I do, but then um, but there is a freedom too at the same time too, when to not caring about it at the same time and like knowing that you're already doing the maximum on your end, and then literally don't give a crap about anyone know what anyone else has to say. And then I had to be conditioned in that way where I am today from all the years of like dealing with like people's garbage. And when I would interact with chat rooms and stuff and all that kind of stuff, it's just like, so why even bother is what I think. It had to be like a documenting type thing for like a long time instead. So, and every damn thing I did, it's like a life and death thing where I had that kind of pressure. Cause like, how would it not be if like everything was like, so, which has consequences on the body and the mind. And every damn thing has this, like, has to be like that critical too. It's such a shame because like I have all of the possibility in myself. I have the knowledge, and I know for me everything is just math. It's like you put this much in here, you do this thing, this thing, this thing, and then there's basically a predictable outcome for the most part, or a range of predictable outcomes through just doing the simple mathematics. As I mean, it's like cooking recipes. Like most stuff is like that. Yet it's like you speak this common sense and then you don't get to do it. Like it's like weird to me that it's all just basic math and then I have no agency to It's like I'm speaking a foreign language. Um, it is interesting because people never can know like the actual mentalities that you're going through. They just see what like they perceive, and people love to like attribute their own things. So much has to do with resonance and like relations and the sensory involved there as well. And so much has to do with just like, it's annoying. Okay, I'm done. I'll come back since I feel like none of this matters. I always get, because you would understand if you had to go to like the extremes of adaptation and coping to get to the point to deal with each day the way that I do. There can't be credit even given. That's how bad it is. But everything, it's again, goes back to reactions and consequences to the actions prior, which is just everything, which is like drives me again. Everything is so, it's not that complicated. I mean, it is, but it's not. And it's like, how many people can juggle? How many people can juggle with proper discernment? How many people can juggle that have had the time that aren't on substances that change the outcome? How many people can do this? And it keeps going and going. And then, meanwhile, then you find, like, as I've found it, not many that have, that's whatever. I'm done. I'm done. I'll come back and do like, maybe I'll do like some just streams where I can totally not focus on this now since I just focus on this. I probably could do that. But I wanted to do more substantial. I have to use this energy and focus for complaints, like, because since I've proven things and it's been like 6 months, I'm just gonna make complaints for the realtor and these other people. I gotta actually like be productive in this stuff to back myself up, and get some kind of accountability for any of these. It's ridiculous, like what I've been dealing with. It's nuts. I literally have myself documented explaining to this realtor, since I was the only person I could contact my dad. Whatever. Have myself explaining like the abuse with my dad for all the years I've been dealing with. I can't be going back through him because he's not going to listen and he exploits the things. I explained this to this lady. Since I wasn't paying, I'm still not able because he won't even give me my money back. And it's just a whole it's a whole complicated situation because my dad had me on SSI when I was, and then do have legitimate pains that got me to there. But I tried to work. My dad didn't allow me to work. All these different things in the details that are like really, once you add up but nobody can add up the details. Nobody cares. Nobody has the patience, and nobody has the responsibility to do that anyway. So it's like, I understand. It's a very, very weird and complicated, long drawn out situation that I've been dealing with for my entire life, basically, where I've just not been listened to. And then I wonder if the whole entire world is just that way, where but I would drive myself insane if I go. I'm done doing this. What was the last thing I was gonna say though? See that stupid fucking thing right there? That drives me nuts too. It's like the most out of place. It's like the perfect thing to like trigger my OCD. And then I end up doing like ticks that weren't even that bad before that got to like an extreme now again because all these things in the details that for me are like kryptonite, but like because they're not like the average thing. And then there's things that are kryptonite for everybody that just get denied as well. So it's just all piled together. How if it's so many things, and then when you have a brain that like that can keep going to all the different things, it's I mean, eh. The problem is thinking that this matters still, because it doesn't matter. There's no getting anything to change or do done. It's done. I proved like I was in the right, and there's literally no avenues to take. Like I went to, I dealt with the realtor lady. I dealt with my dad. He's never gonna. That guy is. I've never met anybody like that. That's. That just. I mean, I've dealt with like some twisted people, but I would never have to endure that from anybody else because it's literally 40 years of my life. So nobody could do what he did. And nobody could steal what he did. From my own body, I didn't even get to be a human. Stole what everybody else had from 16 years old on. So. Then he's giving money. Literally every fucking detail flipped around. Like still trying to present things when it's already been like it's been over for I don't know what you're doing, man. Why even do it? It doesn't work on me. It doesn't even it's not even productive anymore. Why are you repeating? That's why I'm like it's not even gaslighting me anymore. It's because I've learned like this is all you'll ever do. You'll never care enough to just be honest and like just listen to me. It's about basic details. You're just gonna go in circles forever. Like oh well, you gotta let me come over and I have to come over, and it's like no, because everything you do doesn't work. And then you put me at risk for even more damage, like putting myself out there to like strangers on the internet and crap. It's like stupid. The whole thing. Like that this is the guy who sold me out in the medical field to like people who were experimenting on me who weren't even using the fucking medications properly. They were using like excessive, like multiple times the dosing for me. That got severe side effects that I had to pay for, that I'm still fucking traumatized by, that nobody cares about. Even just that. Why is nothing acknowledged ever? But then for all these other people, there's plenty of things that are acknowledged. So all I wanted is acknowledgement that these things are wrong. So if I can't get that in this world, what is this world? Where are all these people left in it? Or is everyone just like not like that's what I mean. I keep going back to that. or I kept going. I don't really spend much time even debating anymore. So I think it's just stupid even doing this. It's like, yeah, if only I'd just been listened to about the details, then I could have had footing to go forward instead of repeat myself and have the same exact triggers, like this stupid thing that maybe other people wouldn't understand. But since I have to like be in bed looking at the ceiling for a majority of the time, it and my OCD is legit OCD that I've had to like I've made great progress with my OCD since I was a little kid. Like very like so much. And then to have it, dude, eh, you don't even have any idea. Even my tics when I was a little kid, they all like all these things got pushed aside, and then they were my I was told that I was just coughing, when obviously I knew the difference between coughing and tics. Like they're totally different things. Like this is what I've dealt with like the most. That's what happens in life. If you're intelligent, you have to deal with the question of incompetence or evil over and over again. If you're intelligent in this world, you have to deal with, you have to ask yourself that question all the time. Because it's like so common. Bad things happen, and then it's like, is it incompetence or evil? It's like so often, can't even imagine how could it not be evil because it's so stupid. And then for someone like my dad or my mom, they don't have any excuses because I explained to them not once, not twice, but literally for like 40 years, where I gave all my energy and time to somebody that didn't even care, who was using me. And I was believing in them, and they exploited my goodwill and my empathy. And and then I still have like scars from this. And all right, I'm done. So I'm just gonna go in circles now.